Hi, class. This is your Professor Joseph Komrosky. Welcome to Mount San Antonio for the spring 2020 online class. So this is just a walkthrough of the syllabus and what's expected of you. It's all in writing, but sometimes it's better to hear a video as well, for a different mode of learning. So welcome to History of Modern Philosophy. It's actually Renaissance philosophy through modern philosophy, but we can only fit so much in the title at Mount SAC. So yes, this is an online class. What I ask is that you email me if you want to get a hold of me. Use this email. Don't use the Canvas inbox option. It's harder to check my phone that way if I needed to get a hold of you. It's real easy by email though. So use that. My virtual office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from 12 to 1. And I literally have office hours from Tuesdays from 1 to 3 and Wednesdays from 11:30 to 1:30. I'm literally in my office at those times, unless something happens and I have to cancel those days. But those are the days right now going forward, the rest of the semester. So even though you're in my online class, feel free to stop by. And if you needed help, you wanted to do it in person, just stop by during my office hours. My office phone is right here. I'm in building 26B, room 2551K. So if you have if you're new to Canvas and you need any support, here's a Canvas phone number. And basically what they'll do is ask you what your course number is, and there it is. I put it there for you, and you could find it up here as well. So basically that number will plug them right into your class. They can view your class like they're a student, so they can see exactly what you see. So yes, overview. This class is a little different than the other classes I teach. What I do is instead of spending a lot of time on a specific philosophical movement, we just go through um, it's a pretty fast pace. It's an 8-week course, but we'll go through a bunch of philosophers and how they've weighed in. Um, and these email alerts. The very first chapter 16, is a transition chapter between basically um, the medieval period and the Renaissance period. So it's a pretty easy chapter in this first week. And some of the common themes that we'll be going through is what is truth? Is it worth pursuing, or why is it worth pursuing? And you might think you know what the answer is, like what is truth? Well, it might seem obvious, but it's really not. When we get to certain chapters, there are philosophers that disagree. Some say that truth is absolute, like certain things are true no matter where you are. Some people say truth is relative. What's true for me is true for me, but might be different for you. We'll find out. We get into resistance later on in the chapter. Um, what are the benefits of asking critical questions about reality? What's the Socratic method? That turns out this is more of an ancient method from Socrates, but it's going to have a lot to do with even this course now, because we're going to treat it like the Socratic method. And what that has to do is we're going to ask questions about reality, as many questions as we can, and as many as it takes for us to dig deeper into a more true theory about reality. That's what we're after, right? We want true belief. Um, what significance does the Renaissance and modern philosophers have on your life now? Like, who cares? These guys are, most of them are dead. I'll tell you something. Some of these people you'll be studying are so famous. People have been talking about them for centuries. Kant, Hume, Aquinas. Well, he's from an older class, but this picture's tied up here. Nietzsche, Marx, Wittgenstein. These are just some of the many that we'll be going over. But they have profound philosophical insight, and they're going to make arguments about reality, or about knowledge, or about truth, or about ethics that apply to your life even now. Um, But yeah, what's the difference between knowledge, belief, and skepticism? What's the difference between rationalism, empiricism, and idealism? These are just some of the philosophical arguments I'll expose you to from these authors and these philosophers. What is virtue, and how can obtaining that make my life better? That's one of those things that I'll emphasize in this class. That's just my own personal emphasis. I'm doing a PhD in virtue ethics, so that's kind of my thing. Um, What is reality, and does the existence of God play a part in how I see reality? We'll get into things called worldviews. What am I made of as a human person? Are you physical stuff? Are you physical and immaterial stuff? Are you a combination of both? Are you only immaterial stuff? You're not made of physical matter? You might think, what? Yeah, there's a view like that. Pretty interesting. And anyways, this is just a general overview. So here's some resources. This is mainly for online class if you're new to online class, but required text. You must use this text, and I give you the exact picture of it. You can only use the 7th edition. Oh, sorry, 8th edition. Do not buy the 7th edition. The reason is that the 7th edition does not have certain chapters that this one does. So purposely, the 8th edition. Now, if you're financially challenged, I have this book right now at the library. You can reserve it for 2 hours anytime you go in there. So if you want to photocopy this book, you can. Otherwise, you can go to the web. What is it here? I think this is like an Amazon site. You can go here and there's different prices. You can rent it. You can get it as low as 64. I've seen some sites like 40. But anyways, that's your book. If you try to go through this course without buying that book, I think you're going to have severe problems because that means you're going to try to take the quizzes and do this without the book. And I highly suggest you do not do that. So there's the book. If you're financially challenged, walk right down to the library, read your chapters, um, photocopy. They actually have a specific photocopy machine designed for books. I think it's like a better, more high-tech machine. So there you go. The reason I choose this book, and I also use it for my ancient philosophy class, it's just a powerful book, very condensed. It has nice definitions, but just the title, The Great Conversation. If some of you see this bookshelf behind me right here in my office, it's called The Great Books of the Western World. If some of you visit me during my office hours, I'll show you. But it's a mind-boggling set. It costs about $800. I use it all the time for my own research. But this book is premised off the same kind of idea, and it's this. There's a great conversation going on, and it's been going on for thousands of years, ever since the pre-Socratics to the Socratics to the ancient philosophers to the medieval to the Renaissance to the modern and all the way up until now. And it's a conversation about great ideas. What are some of these great ideas? Let me list some for you in this book. We'll touch on some of them throughout the book that you have for your class, right? Here's some great ideas. And what I mean by great ideas means from the pre-Socratics all the way till now, there have been philosophers, historians, scientists, artists that weigh in on these ideas for thousands of years. They're very important. They don't go away. People build on to newer ideas. Let me throw some at you. Angel, animal, aristocracy, art, beauty, being, cause, change, citizen, fate, form, God, happiness, government, habit, justice, immortality, logic, law, liberty, life and death, matter, mathematics, mechanics, metaphysics, mind, science, sign and symbol, sin, slavery, soul, quantity, quality, wealth, will, wisdom, world. Like what? Virtue. There are so many. There's like 60 great ideas, right? So these ideas form the backbone of a book like this. These authors are weighing in on ideas like this. One of them is knowledge. Can we know certain things about reality? One of them is metaphysics. What is reality? Does God exist? Do we have free will? So some of these philosophers weigh on claims like that, and that's why I love the book. They're participating in a conversation that's been started thousands of years ago, and you are going to participate in it as well, because you're going to engage with some of these writings and these philosophers, and you're going to tell me what you think about them. So that'll come out more in your homework assignments. But homework, weekly quizzes. So this is the biggest part of your grade in this class online. You got 40% of your grade. You got to do your weekly quizzes. And I think I give you 2 quizzes per week. Weekly discussions. I believe there's 7 of them. I think I take off the last one for your 8th week so you can focus on your final paper. But the weekly discussions are 20% of your grade. Then you have a one paper. Your first paper. It's 15% of your grade. Your final paper is 25% of your grade. These will show me that you're interacting with philosophers, and you tell me if you disagree with them or not, and I'll walk you through that at a later time. And also, I will drop the 2 lowest scores of your quizzes. So basically, whether you know it or not, your 2 lowest scores will be dropped. It's an automatic algorithm on Canvas. And I think you have, 15 quizzes? I'm only going to count 14. Okay? So if the first 2 weeks of class are really busy, you're stressed out, a lot going on, you could literally not take the first 2 quizzes and it wouldn't be counted against you. But another thing to know is that each quiz you take, you can actually take it 3 times, and the Canvas takes the highest score. I'll explain that a little later. So that's kind of the homework breakdown. Everything's submitted on Canvas. I will post another video later on extra credit, and I'll actually say watch this video. It'll be here. So I offer extra credit at the end of the semester. You can do it anytime you want, but most people do it at the end. And here they all are. You have 3 options. You can pick 2 movies, read a book, or go to a conference or debate that I approve of. And then you got to fill out a form for each one that you do. But you can only pick one extra credit option. You can only pick one, but there's 3 options here. So I already have a video on that, and I'll post it here. Student learning outcomes, real simple. What does this mean? These are the goals and objectives for the semester that I want you to obtain, and academically, that's what Mount SAC expects of you while taking this class. So you're going to be able to identify major philosophers and philosophical schools from the Renaissance to contemporary times, right? Easy. For example, who's Kant, who's Hume, who's Locke, what they talk about. Briefly, you'll know certain things about them. Students will also be able to compare and contrast philosophical systems of thought from the Renaissance to contemporary times. So you'll be able to compare Kant to Hume, to Locke, to Nietzsche, briefly. So those are our goals for the class. Here's your drop deadlines. Late work. I'm not going to accept any late work, but I will accept work early. If you have an extenuating circumstance, somebody dies in the family, you're getting married, you're going on vacation that was already planned months ago, you can email me, and then I might work with you, depending on your circumstance. Otherwise, everything is mapped out. You got 8 weeks to do it. It's a little bit of a crunch. It's not a 16-week semester, so you have to pace yourself. Announcements, I make them at least once a week, so check your Canvas. Class attendance policy. This I will alter a little bit because you guys aren't showing up on Canvas. This is online. So what I will do is, this doesn't apply to you. In fact, I think you even say that, online class attendance policy. Basically, if you miss 4 consecutive weekly check-ins or assignments, like if you miss 4 things in a row, I'll drop you because I don't want you to get a D or fail out. Other than that, I don't take online attendance checks. I just know that you're online by doing your assignments. Well, one thing I do, though, is in the very first week, you must take a syllabus quiz and a discussion forum, and I'll show you that in a second. If you don't finish those by Sunday night at 11:59, you'll be dropped from the course due to non-attendance. But student academic policy, I don't accept plagiarism. I will give you a 0 for an assignment that's plagiarized. You can see the report here at Mount SAC website. What is plagiarism? Using somebody's ideas as your own. You can read this here. If you take a paper from somebody in another class that's taken my philosophy class and you try to submit it in Canvas and tell me that you did it, I will know immediately that you've plagiarized because we have plagiarizing software. It will tell me exactly who wrote the paper. It literally will tell me the name of the person who wrote it and what class it came from. If you cut and paste a bunch of stuff from the internet, you don't quote it. I have software at Mount SAC, or we all do. It will literally tell me exactly what website you went to, exactly what you were trying to use and whatnot. Don't plagiarize. If you take somebody else's work, you better quote it. In fact, I'll walk you through that on my video on how to write papers. So I get a little bit more in detail. So to be very clear, if you upload somebody else's assignment that they previously have done for my class or somebody else's class and you upload it as your own, I'll know you plagiarized. Don't do it. I get somebody trying that at least once a semester. Don't be that person. Classroom behavior, well, we're not even really in class, so this doesn't apply to you. And I even say that if you're in my online class. Course calendar. So basically, we got 8 weeks. It's jam-packed. One thing to know is that you have a final paper. You do not have a final exam. Your final exam is your final paper. Okay, so I treat it like a final exam, and that's why I weight to your final paper at 25%. Okay, important dates I tell you on your discussion forum when they're due. First paper when it's due, final paper, and then your extra credit. I always give a couple days after the semester is over for extra credit. Let's go to week 1. So right here it says, hey, chapter 16, read these pages, take a quiz. Chapter 17, read these pages from Descartes, take a quiz. All quizzes each week are due Sunday night, 11:59. Oh, sorry, not Sunday night. Every Thursday night. So in week 1, we're in it right now. As of February the 27th, Thursday at 11:59 p.m., these will be locked. You only have till then to do them. 2 quizzes. Then you have a first great conversation weekly discussion. I already have that on your canvas ready to go. Those will always be due Sunday night at 11:59. So half the week is your quizzes, and if you had a paper due, and then the rest of the week is your great conversation. Okay. So, and you'll see what I mean by that. I'll show you an example. That is the work from the book. The very first thing you do before you even get to the book is you have to take the syllabus quiz. And you have to complete the Getting to Know You discussion forum. These are both due Sunday night, no later than 11:59. That's it. You have to do both of these. So if you wanted to get a quick scroll through of your syllabus, this is it. Till the end of the semester. Let me go back to the top. Now, if you click modules, I basically say week 1. I tell you everything that's due, all the way down to week 8. Each week, you got your goals and objectives, and we'll just click on week 7, right? It just says, hey, for this week, read this chapter, these pages, take the quiz, read this chapter, these pages, complete your discussion thingy. And doing this, you'll complete these objectives towards your, whatever. Each week will give you a little breakdown just to give you some structure. Week 1, all of this stuff is for online videos. If you want to watch them, great. If not, it's up to you. These are just to help you out, resources. But here it is, syllabus, orientation quiz, and getting to know you. The quiz, I think you can take it 3 times. Okay. It'll take your highest score. Get 100, you're done. Take you 10, 15 minutes max to do that, just reading through my syllabus. The other one is question and answer form. This is a social thing. Oh, sorry. You can click out of this. This is basically just a welcome activity. I want everybody to get to know each other briefly. This is another thing that's due by Sunday night. You have to answer questions 1 through 6. Answer these. Question 6 is asking you to post a picture. 7's just saying do it before Sunday. And 8, you have to make 1 response to another student. I will grade you on these, right? You can click up here, these 3 dots, right up here, and show rubric. Real easy. Did you answer the questions? I have a point breakdown. And did you respond to another student? Okay, this is real easy. It just gives you a sketch of how I'm going to grade your future discussion posts. Okay, so somebody already posted. Here we go, Jackie. And then I believe I have posted already. So these are nice pictures. Like I said, it's an icebreaker. This is me posting. It's like my favorite beach. So those are mandatory. And then those are the first things you want to do, and you want to do those in order to not get dropped. Question and answer forum. This is, you can email me, right? But if you had a question that you wanted the whole class to see, you could put it right here. So Mary says, hey, Professor, hey, Professor, this week's module says there's a link to a video in the first lesson. However, it's missing. Do we need to watch, or is this a mistake? To answer this, Mary, I'm going to upload a video. I haven't got there yet. That was just from another class. So specifically for chapter 16. So thank you, Mary. I'll upload a video for that. But even if I didn't, anytime I have a video, it's supplementary. You don't need it. you could simply do the reading and do your quiz. The video is just something else extra. So if I have the video for 16, great. If not, you don't need it. Okay. So to answer your question, Mary, what I will try to do is upload a little video for each section. Does my video cover every single thing in the reading? No, it's just telling you some things that I want you to specifically focus on. Like it'll help you, but it doesn't cover everything. The bottom line for me is I want you to do your full reading in its entirety. Do you have to understand everything you read? No way. Just read it once. Um, I'll also post some videos that I find on YouTube to help you break down things. They're pretty fun. But basically, the quiz is a way for me to see if you've done your reading. The quiz is about 15 to 20 questions, and it pulls only 10 of those at a time. And you could take the quiz for each chapter 3 times. I make it pretty easy on you. But each time you take the quiz, it might pull 10 different questions from the previous. So you got 3 tries, okay? Let me see here. So for now, this is what to do your first week. You have 2 quizzes. And then if we come into, so yeah, for example, Descartes, I've already posted a video there. You see a picture of Descartes. And, oh, I haven't. So I'll upload a video there of Descartes. And it might not be a video where I'm lecturing at you like this, but it might be one from YouTube. And that might be good enough for you to, use that and do your reading and be fine. But for now, I'll put one there. First conversation. So this guy is due on Sunday night. I'm taking one question from each of the 2 chapters from that week, saying, hey, here's one. I don't tell you what chapter, you'll know it's obvious. Chapter 16, I'm going to ask you about Galileo. Explain to me this. 2, Descartes distinguishes between these 2 things. What's he mean? Explain it to me. So I'm clearly asking you 2 things. These are factual now. Give me an answer, right? I'm telling you, give me 3 to 4 sentences for each answer. And then I'm saying, what do you think about this main question? If I give you 2, pick one. Tell me, so you're going to give me answers to both of these, right? Flat out. What is the answer? I'm looking for it. And then in this part 3, you're going to pick one of these and you're going to tell me what you think. You've given me an answer. Then you're going to say, well, this is what I think about it and why. You can't just say that sucks. You have to say, I agree or disagree, or I think it could be better. Here's why. So that's number 3. And number 4, finally, you just make a comment to another student. Pick one other student in the class, see how they've commented on 1 and 2. Maybe they say something that you didn't think about. Maybe it moved you in a certain way. Maybe it made you think deeply about something. So you can't just say, hey, man, that's a cool comment. You have to say, I like that, and here's why. It made me think in this way. These are the 4 things that you're going to do every week. So basically, I'll give you a question per chapter. You got to tell me what you think about one of them after you answer it, meaning you are participating in the great conversation at that point. You're subjecting what you think. Okay, you have life experiences. You have something to share. And then the last but not least is tell me, comment on another student. So the thing about these is when you make this post, you can't edit it. So this is just a warning. You can't make a post and go back and correct it. Once you make this post, it's final. So therefore, make sure you do 1 through 4 and then post it. And if you want to see a grading rubric, because I have one, you simply click up here, go rubric. I give you a complete breakdown. I'm literally asking you, did you answer the 2 questions I asked you? Did you say what you thought about one of them? Did you respond to a student? Did you turn this in on time? That's the point breakdown, okay? That's the rubric that I'll use. So every week. Last but not least, we have papers. Your first paper is due week 4. And you click on first paper. And I tell you exactly what I want you to do. Exactly what I want you to do. And I tell you the exact rubric that I'm going to use to grade your paper, okay? I will post a separate video. I think if you click on this, the link expired. I will post a new one and I will put it up there. I will walk you through how to write this paper, okay? This is just the first week, so I know everybody's getting adjusted. I'll upload some more videos. And then the last paper. So again, I'll upload a video. For example, I think if you click on this, it brings you, oh, actually, I think I have one. So this is a video that I use for my ancient class. You can also use it for this modern class. Click on it. Literally, it's me explaining on how to write this paper. Anything I talk about as far as ancient philosophers, you just apply it to the modern philosopher. You got to pick two you disagree with, two you agree with, and why you would want these two you agree with to be teachings that you would want your kids to be raised with, or if you don't want kids, your neighbor's kids, something like that. I'm trying to get you to think. It's all completely explained out right here in writing. I tell you exactly what I want you to do on the paper. And then last but not least, I'm going to have a video up here. It's already there. It walks you through it. Okay. So you got everything you need. And then you have a long rubric saying, I'm going to grade you on your intro paragraph thesis statement, the positive philosopher section, the negative philosopher section, your support documentation. I'm going to want you to quote all that kind of stuff. So this is how I'll grade you. So that about sums up this class in a nutshell. You're going to have weekly quizzes. You're going to have a question, or you're going to have a discussion forum, and you're going to have two papers. One paper in the fourth week, and your final paper. Your final paper is your final exam. So if you skip your final paper, that is 25% of your grade. I would not skip your final paper. It's a big deal. Okay, so that is pretty much the class breakdown. And if you have any questions, you can simply email me. Otherwise, once again, if I don't post a video of myself lecturing for each quiz, I will have posted other videos online, and that will be all you need. But again, you must do the reading. In fact, let me make that part clear. If you just watch a YouTube video and try to take the quiz, you probably won't do well, because the quiz is going to the quiz is designed to see, did you actually do the reading? And so when you click on 17, I actually give you like a friendly reminder. Every quiz I do it. In order to be fully prepared for this quiz, you will need to read and understand pages 360 to 403. So I'm telling you, and I tell you, hey, it's 44 pages. You only have 3 chances to take it, So again, don't try to take the quiz unless you do the reading. And in a nutshell, if you do your weekly quizzes, you do your discussion forum, you give me good answers, do your papers, you will do well in my class. I don't want you to just pass my class. I want you to pass my class with the highest level of excellence, because again, this is just one class out of many you'll be learning for the rest of your life. And I want you to take on virtue in this class and, excel and flourish as a human, meaning I want you to exercise the gifts that you have from the natural world or God or both, whatever gifts you have, and, make good use of them. So intellectually, that's what we're going to be doing when you study these philosophers for the Renaissance to the modern period. So I hope this video has helped you. And one final note too is you can play these videos at a higher rate of speed, 1.5 times faster or 2 times faster. I don't know if I said that already. So you can listen to me at a faster speed. And I hope this helps you. Any other questions? Just let me know. Thanks for watching this video.